It's really lightweight and easy to set up. It's about a 2-minute install process installed through your Google admin console. So just like the Google side of things for Access Monitor, it's extremely easy to get set up and running. Once it is set up and running, you're going to be brought to a page that's very similar to what you already see. Things are going to be broken down by tabs across the top of the screen. When you first log in, what you're going to see is a summary page, very similar to what you're used to. This is going to break down the top sites that have been visited. These can be selected by a time frame, so we'll set it to a month just to get a little more data, and we're going to be spying on everyone here at ManagedMethods today. So once you're in, you get the top sites that have been visited, so you can see where people have been going the most, the top sites that have been blocked by the filter itself, and then account activity by day. So we can see weekends here, we're kind of falling off. Through the week, we're getting a lot more activity. This is going to be total number of sites that have been visited. And then we'll get account devices, accounts and devices based off of when they were last seen. And by last seen, we mean the last time that they reported to the central server. So the green is going to indicate servers that have reported back within the last 24 hours. Yellow is going to be within a week. And then anything gray is going to be greater than a week since they've checked in. We've broken it down next by devices. So here you're able to see all of the devices that have this installed. So for a Chromebook, we're going to show the MAC address associated with that device. For any other device, we are going to show a unique identifier. From here, we're able to slice and dice and filter devices by organizational units, whether they're managed or unmanaged devices, when they were last heard from by a time frame, and then specific email addresses associated with that device as well. So you can see here, we get a great list of just kind of all of the devices that have been reported to by this content filter. Selecting any one of the devices is going to show you all of the users that have logged in, the IP addresses that they've logged in from, and the locations associated with that. We'll also see, the full identifier up top, the Chrome version that they have installed over here, the account that is most actively logged into it. Whether or not you've reported it as lost or stolen, you can simply click this button and it's going to report it as lost. Once we report it as lost, what the user is going to see is something, when they log into Chrome, they're going to see a block page showing that the device has been reported as stolen or lost. You can customize that message, so you can give a contact number or contact email, but essentially Chrome's going to be blocked down for whoever logs into that device once it's been reported as lost or stolen. We'll also give basic details right up front for all of these devices as well. So is it managed? Which Chrome version is being run? The account that last logged in, the last known IP address and location, and the last time we heard from it. All of these can be exported to a CSV for your reporting needs as well. So if you just wanted to do a specific filter on devices that are lost and stolen on their last login location, you'd put a filter in place for that, click download CSV, and you'd have that to send off to whoever needed it at that time. The next level of granularity is going to be accounts. So rather than looking at a device level, we're going to be looking at an account level. So here you'll see a list of employees that have this installed here at ManagedMethods. Again, you can slice and dice this by domain, specific emails, account or a time frame that you want to be looking for. And then we can also filter these specifically by accounts that have violations. A violation is going to be something like visiting a blocked site, trying to get to a YouTube video that has been blocked as well. And then the other thing I'll talk about shortly is, as David mentioned, our machine learning models are also going to be searching for inputs, which is extremely important and a really cool level of visibility. But on this accounts page, selecting any of these users, what you're going to get is a complete history of everything that that user has visited. So all of the sites they've gone to and whether or not they had any input in that site. This content filter is looking for any input. So not just Google searches, Bing searches. Anytime there's an input box and the user is typing text into it, it's going to be run through our machine learning models. This can be looking for self-harm, toxicity, or even custom risks. Things like social security numbers, credit card numbers, whatever you can dream of, we can normally make a risk for it. I'm sure I've helped a number of you go through that in the past. It's an extremely easy process. These again can be filtered based off of whether you want to look at a URL that they've searched for, an input that they've typed in somewhere, a specific URL or input there that you can search for a string. And then we can look for specific risk types as well. So as mentioned, we have these different risks that you guys have seen in your environments already. We can filter specifically for those by any given user. Again, this report functionality is going to work directly off of the filters that you put in place there. To get to the nitty gritty here, the fun stuff, let's talk about policies. What do you want to block? We have the ability to import files or global lists from any other content filters you may have used in the past. So you can pull those in for kind of a nice, easy transition. You can also individually input sites here and block them, assign a category. So we can say Facebook is going to be chat for this instance, or we can do adult sites and add those sites to this block list. We've also added the ability to just choose categories. We currently run about 300,000 sites in our block lists or in our site lists. So you can just go through here and say, we don't want to allow dating sites, adult sites, aggressive sites, add those categories, and those are going to be blocked. One of the really cool things that we've done inside of here is policies can be applied at a domain level or at child OUs beneath the domain level. So you could have a block list that applies to everyone in the organization. And then from there, you could create more strict policies or allow more sites depending on the OUs inside of them. So maybe students are running one content filter while faculty are running a different set of blocked sites there. If there are any sites inside of these categories that you want to allow, you can just allow them to the allow list here. It's extremely easy, like I said, to add and delete them, very straightforward. UI team's done a great job of making this extremely clean, not a lot of things to get confused about inside of here. Within policy, we also have the ability here to enable or disable any risks that you want to be searching for inside of those sites. You can search the risks, find the one you're looking for, or you can create your own risk inside of here. Very similar to the platform you're used to. We can do keyword searches. So if anybody types in my name or David's name and says they rule, we can create this risk, and moving forward, we'll be able to find these. Regex's a little more complicated. But here we can start searching for patterns, things like student numbers, any number pattern or word pattern that you want to find. Regex is great for. We also have YouTube, the ability to content filter in YouTube. So we can block things based off of keywords. So the keywords that are associated with that video. So you could do things like maybe guns or girls in bikinis, whatever keywords you want to put in there, we're able to allow or block those from this keywords page. We can block channels outright. We can block videos outright. And then we have this ability to analyze videos. So what you can do is put in the YouTube link and click analyze, and it's going to show you all the keywords associated with those videos, kind of help you get better metadata on those to create a more efficient filter. Lastly, in terms of policy, we've got our redirect URL. This is going to go to the block page. So when a user accesses the site, they can be sent to a custom page or just the page that we have ready for you guys out of the gate here. Moving on from policy, what you want to know is who's been violating your policies, right? So this could be visiting a blocked site, visiting a YouTube channel that's not allowed, or simply putting in a URL that's not allowed as well. In here, you can search for specific URLs, whether it's an input or a URL, an input string that someone has potentially searched for. You could break this down by OU, so look specifically at students, look specifically at faculty. We could apply specific filters. So if you only want to see social security numbers that have gone out or toxicity that people have been searching for, put those filters into place and you're good to go there. From the table below, what you'll see is the user and when they violated things. Max has been up to a lot of no good here. So he's the only one currently showing any violations. But what you'll see is a normal just URL block. We've got YouTube blocked currently entirely. So he's tried to visit it, 4 times here since the 19th. And then also on developer.mozilla.com, he had an input where he put in his social security number, which you can take note of. But he's got his social security number risk flag over here. Again, very easy to filter, sort this, and export it if you need to as well.